US President Donald Trump has promised Americans an economic boom, even as his approval ratings slip ahead of the 2026 midterms. During a primetime address, the American leader highlighted economic gains, as well as his administration's work on immigration and drug trafficking. He also blamed the Biden administration for the state of the economy, saying he inherited major problems but has managed global crises.
I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead.
And for more on the reaction to US leaders' address, we're joined by Kate Fisher, covering this story for CNA Live from Washington, D.C. Now, Kate, what has the reaction been so far to Mr. Trump's speech? And how is he trying to then shift public perception on the economy ahead of those 2026 midterms?
Yeah, this is what that was all about. He knows that his poll numbers are at their lowest point of his second term and that one of the main issues for voters is the economy. And this was essentially an 18-minute speech of him rattling through what he sees as his accomplishments so far this year to try to persuade the American people that he's doing a better job than they are currently feeling, if the opinion polls are to be believed. And he didn't kind of veer off the teleprompter as he's often used to doing. This was much more tight and kind of concise than we're used to hearing from the US president. And it appears that his advisors have got through to him. So the last time we heard him speak was at a rally in Pennsylvania where he went off script and talked about how affordability, which is one of the issues that voters have in the US right now, was a hoax created by the Democrats, which didn't go down very well with voters who felt that they are finding things much more expensive in the shop. So he didn't say that during this speech. And he even suggested that the job was still going on and that he hadn't completely completed what he promised on the campaign trail. So that was a slight shift in tone. But during this speech, in a bid to try to persuade these voters, he did things like say he was going to write a check for $1,776 for each member of the military. That's a nod to the year that the US was created. So he's offering money essentially to members of the military, and he kept promising that Americans would feel better next year, once the effects of some of his policies were really felt, like the tax breaks that Congress passed this year. But this is something that Joe Biden did, try to tell the American people that they should be feeling better than they are currently. And that didn't go down very well for Joe Biden. Donald Trump appeared pretty angry in this speech at times, desperately trying to persuade the American people that he is on course to make their lives better, even if they're not feeling it right now.
Kate, thank you for bringing us the latest. That was Kate Fisher covering this story for CNA Live from Washington, D.C.